When I think of diversity dividend, I also am talking about all of this is not about 6 of those, 5 of those, and 2 of those. It's about getting diversity of thought in the room and valuing that thought.
First and foremost, I mean, if you're thinking about it from a profit-making standpoint, in some organizations, especially ones, if you're talking about some public organizations where you do have to reach a broad constituency, I mean, you want to be able to meet the needs of a diverse group of people in the public sector, the nonprofit world, the religious world. You know, sometimes you want to do the right thing because you have a broad constituency that you need to be able to meet the needs of those people effectively. But as you start thinking about the corporate world, well, first of all, you have to invest in diversity. I mean, we see it over and over again when these large companies have monolithic marketing departments. How in the world will you ever increase your market share if you don't know your customer? How costly is it when you launch $1 million campaign only to find out that it's offensive to certain demographics? Right. I mean, over and over again. I mean, we just had one recently where you had probably as far as skin tone, the whitest person you can imagine wearing a sweater, talking about Wakanda forever. And so some of those things you wonder, like, well, who was in the room when these decisions were being made? That's one of the key things I'd say. Hey, you want to have the right people in the room so that you can effectively reach your goals. But the other part of it is that who wants stress in their life? I'm in my everyday job. I'm a C-level type of person, and I want less stress as I go about my daily business. And if we are culturally competent, if we understand how to effectively manage our workforce and engage with our clients, we have a lot less stress in achieving our goals.
When I talk about diversity and inclusion, I like to talk about it in terms of the people and what people get out of it. Because if your employees are happy, your employees understand that they are part of the fabric of your organization, then that's what really pushes the monetary bottom line. But you want people to feel that they're included. You want your people to feel that they're empowered. You want people to understand that there is this whole circle of trust within the organization. And so for me, that's bottom line issues right there. How do your people feel when they show up to your organization? How do they feel being a part of your organization? Because if any of that is out the door, if they don't feel that way, no matter how many diverse people you have in your organization, your bottom line's not going to do well. So the numbers part is a result of treating people well and including people in your organization and your strategic planning.
At SJTI, based on some stuff that happened when I was there was one other person that talked to me. They're like, I'm glad you're here because usually I'm the only gender nonconforming person. And at that time, I didn't even know that was who I was. I wasn't really using that language. Now I am, because I see it more as a process, regardless how I'm literally showing up to other people's eyes. Group feedback didn't work in that session. It felt like, quote, an ambush or attack. I had no weapons, but it wasn't effective. And I just probably wanted to be seen as somebody who was doing the work. And we could unpack somebody. My privileged identity is doing the work. And I see that. But then there's this dichotomy of not feeling super comfortable in that space one-on-one with the person. Anyways, I still regret it. Like, if I go back in time, individual conversation probably would have went better in the long run before trying to have a group feedback session around stress in a work environment. And it's happened many places, but I regret it every time.
If there was only one thing that you can attain out of your diversity program or effort or whatever it is that you call it in your organization, it's the development of inclusive leaders.